Hi folks, all doing? Here with your Mundus Minute on August 26, 2022. ESO news, Lecture Merchant, and Golden Merchant stuff, all in a few minutes. So first up in the news, Lost Depths came live this last Monday and will be coming live for consoles on September 6th. With this came Update 35 with a whole bunch of changes and the two new DLC dungeons, Graven Deep and Earthroot Enclave. Both are pretty fun, actually. We did a few things just recently on PC with doing some normal ones in these. Veteran mode looks kind of tough, and with some of the other changes, some people are having issues with various things on this as well. Now, I usually don't go over bugs, but there's a few important ones I think people do need to know about. First, Maelstrom Destruction staffs are not applying its damage increase when it's not on its active bar. So if you're using it as a back bar item, it's not doing its damage. So consider swapping that out. Maybe the Maelstrom two-hander, maybe use a full 5-piece set on both bars until it's fixed. Also, console people probably want to take note because it's probably going to be broken the first week it gets updated as well. A notable change in power buffs are still affecting on channeled attacks, aka restoration and lightning staffs. Every tick on those is going to be empowered, but medium charges are not getting applied with empower. So that it was a major change. It is in the patch notes, but some people just don't understand that. Oaken Souls Empower is not working after you die unless you equip it. So just keep in mind any major fights, or if you die, you want to unequip it and re-equip it to make sure you get that empower. In addition to that, blockade is only lasting 15 seconds, despite they're supposed to increase another 10 seconds and 4 seconds. There's a lot of debate on this one. In other ways, don't trust the tooltips. It may be a little bit less time than you expected. Now, also a reminder from last week: if you sign up with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate or Amazon Prime, you get free crates and free pets. So make sure to sign those things up. And other than that, one important thing, there is a contest going on right now with the ESO Shishantis community contest. Make sure to sign up for that if you're interested. I'll link links down below for all that stuff, along with the patch notes if you haven't read over them already. Let's take a look at the Lecture Merchant and the Golden Merchant for this week, shall we? All right, last week we had some Dark Brotherhood and Hour of the Order items, and it looks like this is another week of that. So if you have Gold Coast, you probably know what a few of these items are. But if you want to decorate your house like it's an Order of the Hour refuge or a Dark Brotherhood refuge, you can do that. Candles, carpets. I probably like the carpet the most. A ledger stand. A Brotherhood plaque, wolf. That's actually not too bad. An Alakosh Order of the Hour banner. An Imperial Archway. That's actually not a bad one either. And Imperial Curtains Heavy. I've seen better out there. For 12k, not the most impressed. But if you want to get any of these banners or furniture, take a look on the Golden Merchant. Sorry, not the Golden Merchant, the Lecture Merchant. Reminder where that is again: in Cold Harbor, here in the Hollow City, right up here. If you can't get here, ask a friend to give you a ride. Or maybe somebody in Zone will help you. Now, on the Golden Merchant this week, Ring of Unfathomable Darkness for 150. When you do damage, you call Murderer Crows on you for 12 seconds. Every 3 seconds, crows can be sent to peck the closest enemy for 12 meters of you, dealing 4,867 physical damage. That can occur once every 15 seconds. It scales off your higher weapon or spell damage. This used to be broke. I don't know if it's still broken. You said increase with Hurricane on Sorks. I don't think it does that anymore, but I do hear it has a nasty ability that if somebody is stealthed around you, it will take them out of stealth. So maybe you want to consider that for PvP. In addition to that, Spinner's Ring is at 150k. Currently, it gives Magicka weapon damage and spell damage, and a whole ton of offensive penetration. Then for 250k, Ring of the Sergeant. We deal damage with your heavy attacks. You stack Sergeant's focus for 5 seconds, increasing your damage with your heavy attacks by 645 per stack. This effect can occur once every second on stacks up to 4 times. So this one is interesting. If you want to do a heavy attack build, I usually hear people saying to get Ring of the Sergeant. So with the Empower changes, maybe you actually want to pick this up for PvE or PvP. Then also for on the Golden Merchant, Overwhelming. Gives Magicka weapon damage and spell damage, and when you deal damage with class abilities, you surround yourself with a turret that deals 884 shock damage to enemies in 8 meters of you every 1 second for 6 seconds. 15% of the damage that you deal this way is stored to you as Magicka. This effect can occur once every 7 seconds and scales off your higher weapon or spell damage. So again, another interesting set. Might actually do this for PvP. I don't know if you do it for PvE because you already have pretty good ways to get Magicka back. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting set here. Maybe I want to pick it up for PvP. I didn't see this changes. I didn't see this set's changes here until recently. Then for 100k, Stonekeeper's Guide, which is typically a PvE tank set. When you block, you gain channel energy and you gain charges. After 6 charges, you release the energy, restoring 2,393 stamina and Magicka, and healing yourself for 2,632. After releasing charges, you cannot regain new charges for 14 seconds. Charges can accumulate once every 25 seconds. So this did seem to get a bit of a nerf, but it is a way to get stamina and Magicka on your character. As a tank set, I think it's okay. But if you don't have this or you don't have the ESO Plus to get it, I'd probably recommend picking it up. It is a pretty easy way to get it, and the dungeon itself can be annoying to run, especially on veteran. And then finally for 100k, Molokina's Visage, which gives you weapon and spell damage, and when you consecutively light attack 2 times, you get trigger overkill for 6 seconds, which increases your weapon and spell damage by quite a bit, but also increases your ability cost by 8%. Effect can occur once every 6 seconds. Probably say this is an interesting set. Still might be meta for certain builds out there. Light attacks did get a nerf, but might it be overall be okay. I probably would recommend getting it if you don't already have it, though the dungeon that you have to run it is pretty easy if you don't have ESO Plus, because I don't think those dungeons are included base game if you don't. Maybe you want to pick this up this weekend. Anyway, I'm Hero of None. That's the Mundus Minute. See y'all in Tamriel. Also, if you haven't already, feel free to give a subscription. Click down below if you want to get subscribed. And also follow me on the YouTubes, Twitters, and Twitch at Hero of None. See y'all in Tamriel.